Seanorama here. In today's episode of the Sean Geek podcast, this is an episode we recorded some time ago, but I wanted to kind of space it out. We did not in this episode, but we did an episode with my cousin Danny Roy, also known as Danny Rocks. We did this Great Kiss episode, and then after he did his call-in, we actually continued along me, FastFretFingers, and CoreyGeek, and kind of talked about a few things. So this was a lot of fun, and this was the first time in our studio. So my brother set up the studio so we could record the episode with Danny, and then we went ahead and recorded this little bit, which is full of catchphrases, funny bits, and tomfoolery, we will say. Or maybe better referred to as Corey-foolery, because whenever Corey is around, everything is always much funnier. Anyway, enjoy the episode, and we're going to be doing more of these. I think we're going to have these additional tag-on episodes every time we go in the studio. So we'll see you guys on the other side of the intro song.
Here we go. We're good.
Are we live? Oh, actually, are we live is the question. I hinted we would do this.
What's that?
What? Check our pulse?
Yeah, I'm live.
Yeah, are you live, Ty?
Alive or live?
Are you alive?
Alive, yeah. I think
So, what did we just do? We were just doing a live. I don't know. Somebody just tagged me in a post. Was that you?
No?
No. Interesting. So we just did an episode with Danny. It was pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
So we're recording from the studio.
The studio.
I like it.
the studio has a couch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had thought about going to the Millennium Library. Oh shit! I got a picture of Todd's crotch. That's awesome.
Oh,
Can you
great.
send that to me?
Don't Instagram that or whatever you do.
No.
You know, usually that's my thing, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have my bacon shirt on today.
No. So we're here in the studio. Oh, I can't turn my phone live? Okay, whatever. Hey, we're live. This is our studio.
Oh, this is the studio.
Is this
Yeah.
the studio?
We're trying something a little bit different today on the Sean Geek podcast. Hope you like it. How do I stop this thing?
I don't know. Just
Finish.
hit buttons until it stops working. That's usually what I do.
Yeah. So I like this setup. What do you-
usually that's my thing, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't have my bacon shirt on today.
That is a t-shirt right there. I don't have my bacon shirt on today.
I like bacon.
Oh, man.
You know what? Actually, that could be the first official Sean Geek
There you
t-shirt.
go.
I like bacon.
The wife keeps pushing me like, where's the swag? Where's the swag?
Where is the swag?
Well, hey, you have to sign up to the Patreon account to get the swag.
That's right.
Yeah.
But we should have some stuff to sell.
Yeah.
Let's have some stuff to sell.
Tell
That's
me, man,
my goal this
guitar
weekend.
picks.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't send that to you. Send it to him.
No, I can't do
Oh,
it
I
right
guess
now.
you
I don't
can't.
have to
Yeah.
have
Oh,
it.
okay.
We're gonna put together some swag. So I want to talk about. Why am I can sit over here.
Sure.
I wanted to talk about what's this Sweden shit going on.
I don't know. You were texting me or us, I guess, and you had these graphs and stuff with Sweden and stuff, and I'm looking at them going, okay, well, I don't know what you're trying to say because
So-
I don't know what all your graphs meant.
So I sent a challenge out a few episodes ago, or maybe it was on the Facebook page. I can't remember. I think it was on the podcast. It was also on the Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
The challenge was that Sweden, after Canada, the number of downloads that the show was getting is highest in Sweden. It used to be the U.S. The U.S. fell off. Now it's Sweden.
Wow.
And then the UK started climbing up the charts, putting the US far in the distance. So our number of listening people is
highest in Canada, obviously, but second highest in Sweden by a large margin. And at one point, they were 2/3 of the listenership of Canada. So,
okay. Well, what are you doing that the Swedish people like? What do you have that Swedes like?
I don't know.
Might just be a topic.
Is there a large proportion of bald people in Sweden?
Might be.
Or is it people with hair that want to be like us? They're like, wow, look at those heads.
Well, what does Sweden export?
Meatballs? IKEA? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's very interesting.
I do like IKEA. I will say that. The majority of
That'd be
our
like-
furniture is from IKEA.
That'd be like
We
Sweden.
have several Billy bookshelves and other pieces of furniture that I can't pronounce.
We have more Billy bookshelves because they had a sale, so we bought a couple more Billy bookshelves.
That'd be like them saying, I like McDonald's.
Hey!
I like your McDonald's. Yeah, we have one here.
But I don't know. It's interesting. Actually, we're gonna get Paulo on the show. He actually wants to be on the show. Let's do an episode about Sweden. So that's what we're gonna do.
Oh, good.
He actually has a whole bunch of freaking topics and stuff, and we're gonna talk about Sweden. Paulo's really funny. That's my bro-in-law.
Cool.
So we've set up a studio. Well, let's be honest.
No,
Todd did
Todd
all of the work,
yeah.
all the heavy lifting, and Corey and I just showed up.
Yeah, we walk in here and there's like microphones and there's computers and cords and
Well, this is
Todd.
This is kind of the first attempt at a studio to do these podcasts on. So I basically took the mic that Sean usually sings out of, which is just a condenser mic. This it was MXL 770 or whatever, and excellent mic. And I also have my Zoom H2N that I can use as a backup. But right now we're just kind of sitting in the living room. We're sitting on the couch. I get the laptops up, recording, and it was a headphone amp, and what else I got there? I got my M Audio interface, which the microphone that's plugged into, and that's about it. And that's pretty much all you really need. Actually, the pod thing that we had gone to, they were talking about people creating their own podcasts.
Oh yeah, the Manitoba Podcast Festival we went to.
Yeah, and all you really need is like a Zoom or an H1. I mean, it doesn't
Actually,
have to
most
be-
people are using a Zoom. It was very interesting.
Yeah, I mean they're very affordable. It was like $100 for a decent microphone. Better than I mean, years ago we used to have the tape players that we used to use as, you try and it'd be a song that would come on. I mean, you'd have to wait till the announcer finished talking so you could actually hit record.
and then you're just really pissed off when we started talking just before the song ended.
Yeah, because they'd be like, "There's going to be a sale at Sears this afternoon." I was made for. And then if you go down, yeah. So just like I'm seeing a pattern here. It's like almost like an echo. So you did all this work here today to set up the studio, and
Okay.
it looks cool.
Okay.
And it's incredibly functional.
Well, thank you.
And you did all this work. This is like every show that Dome played, where I came in with my microphone, plugged my microphone in, and asked why you guys weren't ready.
Yeah. A little
Well,
more.
I'll tell you what, Sean, we'll put a few tuning pegs on your head and then see how long it takes to get you ready.
I do need to be tuned up, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But if you would have brought the whole PA home and had to bring it back every week, then it'd be a little bit.
But I think that was payback for being a drummer. I think because even when I wasn't the drummer, when someone else was drummer, I ended up lugging all this equipment anyway.
I spent some time working as a roadie.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did, yeah.
A couple of buddies had a death metal band back in the day, so yeah, I was the road crew.
Were you carrying the bodies as well?
We don't talk about that.
Ixnay on the body.
So today's kind of exciting because we actually got Corey back on the show.
And I'm breaking Todd's house again.
You did it last time you were here.
I totally
Jesus.
Yeah. Well,
This thing is the bane of my existence. I'm telling you.
it's tradition now.
You know, at some
Isn't that from IKEA too?
No, actually, that's from Jisk.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Jisk.
yes.
that's
Yisk
the
or just-
Netherlandy.
That's another. That's
is that
not a
Netherlands?
Swedish. Where's that?
Is it Sweden or
I don't know.
Netherlands?
J.
It's another place where they
YSK.
drop letters.
Yeah.
You know, use more letters than they.
That's
actually
right, Hori.
use. Yeah.
Hori and Hod.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's the only. I mean, usually when you have frames for your pictures, they're usually wooden frames, but this was the whole kit.
Yeah.
It was all
It's a good
plastic,
kit.
and it was probably like $10 or something. It wasn't very expensive, but it does the job. It looks like a tree. It's got all the branches with all the pictures on it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I guess so we're on season 6 now. We got Corey on the show.
Yeah.
So now you have a phone again, so maybe
Yeah.
we can start doing once in a while, or at the very least, let's do the once a month here at Todd's. We'll bring somebody in to talk to, and we can do that.
Come crawling out from underneath my rock.
Yeah. Oh, I guess people. I'm just wondering. I think people might be watching the video that we posted. That was really unprofessional and horrible.
Welcome to the Sean Geek podcast.
Where professionalism doesn't even enter the building.
Well, when it comes to podcasts, you don't have to be professional.
No, I actually. So since the podcast festival, I guess we could talk about that. Since the podcast festival, Todd and I met a shit ton of people. Everyone was really cool. There's still one podcast I can't listen to because I cannot get it into my player.
Can't find it, or you can't.
I
won't
can't.
play it?
They don't have an RSS feed, so the only way I can listen to it is through iTunes, or I'm not gonna say which one it is because I don't want to call someone out. But if you're listening,
So the key
please
is,
make sure to post your RSS feed on your podcast site.
Please post with an RSS feed for your podcast. Thank you.
So,
Service announcement. Thanks.
common misconception is if you have it on your website, it's good enough, but it's not. I learned that if you're either using your iTunes podcast, your iTunes listen to podcasts, then that's fine, but not everyone's on an iPhone. And those that are not on an iPhone, I'm gonna be honest here. If you're a Samsung user, you do not use the Google Music podcast player. You just don't. Most people don't. They go and download an app.
So, which app would you recommend for your Samsung?
Well, because I'm looking for advertisers through Podbean, I'm going to suggest the Podbean app player.
Well, there you go. Well, you know,
But
what?
it's not bad though. Like actually, I like it. I can save my episodes. I can download. I can stream. I can save. It's got a good search function. I can enter the RSS feed and grab any podcast from anywhere, and it automatically updates me. So it's good. There's a lot of players, but outside of iTunes, if you have a podcast and you're on iTunes and Google Play and maybe Spotify, no one's going to be able to hear you unless they are using that specific player. So
Yeah.
please be sure to post your RSS feed in your website. Don't make us find it because people will get bored. I can't find it. You know what? Never mind. I'm just going to move on to the next podcast that's similar to yours.
Yeah, I've got Podbean on mine.
You do?
Yep, I tried using a podcast player as an app, but there's just way too many ads.
Is
on
it called Podcast Player?
It's actually called Podcast Player. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've since decided on Castbox, which seems to be working pretty well for me for listening to podcasts.
Castbox.
Now, none of these ones, you don't have to pay for these ones, right?
No, these are all free.
These are all free?
Off of,
Podcast
Google
players
Play.
you don't generally have to pay for. You can pay and get the ads taken off, but you also get, I don't know, some other stuff, but I don't know really what it is. But it's funny, I pay for my Podbean subscription, but I still get ads, but I'm paying as a contributor.
Yeah.
But it doesn't associate to the player. But I still use their player because I go through them and I'm trying to be,
Just looking for a little help here.
Yeah. So with all the so we're getting a lot of downloads. This last month is our biggest month in history by far, and the last biggest month in history we had I had Mom on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I did an interview with Mom. You should go listen to that one. It was actually really good. She actually did a good interview. And then we also, that was when the Disraeli Dreamers show, they had their CD release party. And that was my biggest numbers. And this month blew it out of the water. So that's good. So now that everyone's coming to listen to the show, where are the advertisers? We are a global podcast. We are listened to in multiple countries, not just 2.
We have no hair.
We have no hair. We're follically challenged. We're looking for donations to add to
For
our
hair?
follicles, to rejuvenate our follicles.
So, Frogain, if you're out there and you're looking for some place to advertise,
That's awesome. Some other stuff going on. So let's pimp the Meet the Geeks webcomic. So what's going on there?
well, currently on hiatus because we're going into the Christmas season. And obviously I work within a retail environment. So it's always a very stressful time of the year for me, and I just don't have as much time as I would like to be able to do things like sit down and draw the comic, because we've not only got Christmas season coming up, but we also have several birthdays and other things going on in my household. So, it's a whole family thing.
But you have a plan. What's the plan?
The plan is, come January 1st, I'm going to start working on developing a website for the comic. I've already actually purchased the comic website domain name off of GoDaddy.
Go, Daddy.
And I'm hoping for, in February, preferably at the beginning of the month, but sometime in February, to actually launch the comic on its own webpage.
Yeah.
And from that point on, I'm hoping to be able to develop, comics on a weekly basis. But, having, 3 children doesn't always work out the way that you want it to.
What are you working on, Todd?
What am I working on?
Yeah.
My playing.
Yeah.
Yamaha THX10X. Awesome little amp. It's about this big. It's a little lunchbox.
Just imagine Todd moving his hands around in various fashions to show you the size.
But it's
With a red
I caught a
water
fish
bottle.
this big.
it's a green machine. Looks like the front end of an old Volkswagen. Like it's got the. But the thing.
And the way that he's
sounds
doing it looks like he's talking about, the Hulk's penis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's huge. It's green.
Big and green!
It looks like the front end of an old Volkswagen. Yeah.
I'm
So,
going to have nightmares tonight, thanks.
I'm going to be working on the studio, so we'll be sitting in the living room and we can hear the furnace as it comes on.
Yep.
So
We're not cold anymore.
And if you want to hear Todd's dishwasher, listen to the previous episode.
I don't have a dishwasher.
What the hell was that that I was listening
I think it's your bowels.
to? It's entirely possible.
Yeah, so I'll be working on that. So I've got a bunch of Sonex or the foam
Oh, yeah.
to put on the walls to absorb the echoes and stuff, because you can probably hear a little bit echoing in the living room here. Although the couch does absorb some of it.
Yeah.
And then we do the podcast. I mean, I'll have to try and figure out how to fit the couch in there, but I might have to put some other chairs. And
I like the couch setup.
We'll take the wall out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to, when they have those giveaway weekends, I'll have to drive around and see if I can find a couch somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
And,
bedbugs.
I
Yeah.
think you can buy an IKEA couch for nothing.
Yes, IKEA. They have several different types of couches at a very affordable price.
Gotta love Sweden.
Yep, gotta love Sweden.
Sweden, country, if you're listening, if you want to sponsor the Show Geek Podcast. Anyway, yeah, you've been working on your playing. I have not been working on my playing, but I have a confession to make. Yes, it's true. I'm playing in another band.
Are you?
I got roped into playing your Christmas party.
Oh,
Do you play any instruments? I'm like, yeah, awesome, you're in the band. We're playing a set at the work Christmas party.
oh, lovely.
We're playing
Do
Christmas
you play
songs.
any instruments? No.
Shit! That was the right answer. Oh, do you sing? Oh, yeah! Awesome! You can sing and drum at the Queer Christmas party. Do you know
And-
Run, Rudolph, Run?
And actually, Sean can sing and drum. We have both seen him do it in Classic Embers.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yep.
No video of that, though.
No,
So it might not be true. You never know.
You have the memory of Todd.
Don't
and
we
I.
have video? Oh no, we have video.
We have we have video of
you
one
were,
show.
You
There
were
was-
singing. You weren't drumming at the time.
No, we had video of another show where we played at the Forbidden Flavors at the coffee shop / ice cream parlor,
Right.
where I was playing both. But you weren't in the band at the time, I don't think. Or were you? Do you remember that show?
At that time, well, I mean, Dick was playing drums, and you were singing.
Yes.
And for the whole time that I was with the band, that's the way it was.
Okay.
And then after I had left,
That was that last incarnation of the true Embers
yeah,
that I was in.
and then
I had the drum because Dick couldn't play anymore, so I was like, well, Sean could drum. Oh, yeah, okay. So I started drumming and singing, and then we got Roger, and Roger sang.
right.
So I only had to sing like a third of the songs. But it was good. We actually did some material that I wish you would have been in the band for.
Yeah.
That we never did before. It
Oh.
opened it up because Roger was, nope, we're doing this song, this song, this song, this song.
Yeah.
So we did like Kryptonite. We did another hip song, Head by a Century.
Okay. Yeah.
We did a few more like rock, like kind of '90s rockers, like kind of along the line of like Kryptonite, like a few songs like that. They were actually quite good. I'm like, Todd would have been all over this.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, so for season 6, I think what I wanted to do was I wanted to do more on location things with interviewing some local people and maybe Skyping some people. But if Todd's doing the studio setup, I think that's going to make it a lot more easy to do so.
And it sounds much better.
It does sound way better. Way better. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the sonorous sounds of the
Sonorous
studio.
sounds from the studio.
You're going to have to put some echo on that.
We should all have mics. So right now
Hey, I think
we're all
found
sharing a mic.
We just found another T-shirt, Sonorous Sounds from the Studio.
Okay.
Sean
Got
Geek
it.
podcast.
I like it. I like it. This is the catchphrase episode.
Sounds
Yeah.
from the studio.
So we're going to have to trademark it, make it,
Yeah.
before this episode's released. We got 2 days. Or 4
That's
days.
right.
3 days.
I'm also going to trademark this.
He's showing the I love you sign.
I thought Gene already did that.
Yeah. He tried it.
Didn't he already trademark
Yeah.
it?
He tried.
He tried.
He got laughed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I think that was a April Fool's joke that keeps going on every year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we could. Well, how what is he? See, 21 minutes. See, we ad-libbed for 21 minutes. Totally doable. But it's kind of fun. So I like the studio setting. So if someone wants to be on the show, contact us privately. How do you contact us, Corey?
Well, you could always email you at www.seanmcginnity.ca.
Yeah, that sounds like a good website name.
Yeah.
Where?
I think it's called SeanMcGinnity.ca.
SeanMcGinnity.ca.
www.seanmcginnity.ca. SeanMcGinnity.ca does work too. You don't have to do
Sure.
it.
Hey, there's no reason why we can't interview anyone else. I'm sure there's lots of people out there that have interesting stories and lives. And hey, if you're from Sweden and hey, you want to be on the show, I mean, we don't. I mean, we only speak English and French, but I mean, if
Well, the Swedes speak 4 languages. I think is the norm, and English is one of them. So
yeah, so that should be no problem.
We all enjoy chocolate.
Yes.
yeah. But I like Sweden. Sweden's one of those countries that Michael Moore was talking about in that documentary, Where to Invade Next. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did.
It's like, oh, Sweden, it's awesome. It's way better than America. Yay! And it is. Actually, I want to go over there. Oh, I know. I had a big announcement to make. I totally forgot. I see 2 announcements. One was I'm cheating on you, Todd, within another band. It's
Okay.
a Christmas party band.
That's fine.
I hope you're okay.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
The other one is it's the NaNoWriMo month, and I'm actually going to do the 6th and final edit on my book, which previously was called Switzerland.
Oh.
It's no longer called Switzerland. I've decided to rename the book Sweden and rewrite the whole scene that takes place in Switzerland and put it in Sweden.
Really?
That's my announcement.
So this is a book that you've written?
Yeah, I've written. Yeah, it's gone through 5 edits. One was a professional edit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So will that be on the SeanMcGiddy.ca website?
That is the plan. I'm debating whether I'll put the whole thing on there or select chapters or the first half of the book, that sort of thing. But the editing's going really well so far. It's going really, really well. I'm actually really excited. I don't know any artists that might be able to draw a cover for me, but maybe we could find someone who might be able to.
I can do stick figures.
Stick figures work.
In fact, I believe I've already done a stick figure comic.
Yes, you did.
Featuring you and Clayton.
See the link down below. I will link to my favorite Meet the Geeks cartoon of all time. It was awesome. Outside of that, I don't know. I guess you guys got anything else to say? We can cap it off here, and
Yeah. We can cap it off here, and then we can
Cap it off here?
cap it off here. I don't know where to go with that.
so it will maybe roughly-ish 30 days-ish from now, maybe we can all book a night off, come here and do it again, and if we can set the night, let's set the night, book the night, do it, commit to it, and then if we will agree to the night, and then one of us can find a guest to bring in. That'll be our special
Yeah.
episode.
Unless someone chimes in and wants to be interviewed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
Send
yeah,
in
so-
your bio. Send in your bio.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
So
sure.
you can, it's like I said, you can reach through the website. You can contact me there, but you can also reach us through the Meet the Geeks Facebook page.
Yes.
And that Facebook page is
The Real Meet the Geeks.
The Real Meet the Geeks on Facebook. Or you can look for Sean McGinnity, one of the 4 or 5 that are on there on Facebook. Probably not easy. Or look for Blind Shriek Studios on Facebook as well. Message one of those places. Or blindshriek@hotmail.com is the other way. Or contact...
You may have to spell that.
Okay. BLINSHRIEK @hotmail.com.
There you go.
Blind
Perfect.
Shriek. I'll tell the story about Blind Shriek one day. It's a very good story.
I don't think even I know the story.
But you can also reach the Sean Geek on Twitter, or Corey on Twitter. You are.
Well, you can always go to the Meet the Geeks Twitter account.
Is it what's the name? Is it I think it's Meet the Geeks.
Might actually be The Real Meet the Geeks too. There, I'm not entirely sure.
We're looking.
Yes. I have no data.
Yeah, so
Todd doesn't have Twitter yet. I'm going to get him on it at some point. We're literally looking. Danny's sending me messages here at the same time. He's probably telling me how much fun he had.
It's
Or
Meet
watch
the
the
Geeks at MTG Comic.
Okay, there you go.
.com?
Nope, just at
No, that's
MTG
just the
Comic.
Twitter.
Oh.
That's the Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Twitter. Oh, sorry. Twitter handle.
And I'm hoping to pull T-Carp in a little bit too into our ventures here. But yeah, all right. I think that's all we got.
Alrighty.
We'll see you guys on the flip side.
See ya.